What is up, New York Jets fans? Another good evening to all of you. It's another Midnight Mike show, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Long Island Sound. I'm ready to come at you with some stuff. Maddie's ready to come at you with some stuff. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the report from Ian Rappaport about Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. Contracts may have already been, have apparently already been offered. Will the Jets take them? Will Garrett Wilson take this contract and live up to what he said? He wants to be a Jet for life. Will Sauce Gardner become the highest paid cornerback in the league? Because those are some reports coming out. We're going to find out all that stuff. But before we do that, a little something different that we usually don't like to do on this show. By the way, hit the like button. Please let people know that we are live. A little bit that we have to talk about on this show. It seems that there's something that we have to bring up, and I'm going to bring Maddie on to talk about it. It's something that we don't like doing on this show. We're not tiny little girls, but it affects you guys. It affects those of you who watch the show, and so we want to clear it up real quick and move on from there and then not talk about it again. But we're going to give it its time, and that'll be that. So it is what it is. I hope all of you are here for it. Let's have a good time, and let's start the Midnight Mike Show. Now, usually I'd start out with my little 5 to 10 minute monologue, something where I'm bitching and complaining about something. But this is a little different. It's something that we didn't want to do, didn't want to have to deal with this baby bullshit. But you know what? It is what it is. It's funny. It's interesting. And it's something that actually shocked me. Not in a bad way, but in a way that I was shocked that people would be kind of such lowlifes. Is that the right word? I don't know. Maybe just petty. Is that the right word? I don't know. Let's bring in Maddie. Maddie, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. It's hot.
Yeah, it is hot. We were talking about that before the show. It's hot in Denver. It's hot here on the Long Island Sound. And did you get your air conditioner fixed since last year?
Nope.
No, terrific.
Nope. We just actually found out yesterday. No, was it yesterday? Day before yesterday. That the hot water heater died on us. Actually.
Oh, that sucks.
So it's kind of funny because I'm just waiting to see when my wife and the girls all shuffle somewhere to take showers because I can live like this.
I could do
showers. I just wait till it's like 90 degrees at 3 p.m, and then I can't wait to take one.
Exactly, dude. But, you read my mind. Read my mind.
It's kind of miserable. So we're gonna drop $3,000 on a new hot water heater on Monday.
Jeez, that's a big one.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice 40-gallon one.
I guess you have to with all the girls in your house.
Yeah, dude. I mean, there's so many people here, so we're just gonna have to bite the bullet on that. So we'll see about new AC coming up, but it'll be a while.
All right, Maddie. I want to get into this because this is something that we have to talk about. We didn't want to have to deal with shit like this. Like, we didn't want to have to go and do this baby crap. I want to thank everybody for being in here. Michael and Dano and Superfan, New York Jets Superfan, and Travis and Valerie. I appreciate all you guys being in here. And do me a favor, hit that like button. And I'm sorry that we have to do this. I'm sorry that we have to start out a show with this petty bullshit.
Gotta address it and get it out of the way.
Exactly. Let's get it out of the way. So here's the deal, folks. I don't know how many of you watched Tuesday's show, but prior to Tuesday's show, I got a message from a longtime listener, not only of this show, but also of my previous podcast that I had for 10 years. Matt Wilson. I'll say his name. No big deal. I'm sure he wouldn't care. Oh, look, he's in here. There he is. Check. Finally can comment again. Matt, we're addressing this right now.
Literally what we're talking about.
So anyway, Matt got in touch with me and sent me a message. And when he sent me the message, I was at my 9 to 5. Okay. So there's nothing I could have done there. And when I'm doing my job and whatever, things, they swirl around in your head. You don't really think of them. Then you get off of work and all you're worried about is getting home to your kids. and all this bullshit. So I didn't think of it once I got home. Like, it didn't cross my mind to make a check on this, because it was one person, right? And actually I did get a message from someone else. I don't want to name names. The two names I'll name is Matt Wilson, because I mentioned it on Tuesday's show. And then the third person was on Tuesday's show, and I will mention his name too, and that's Snowball from Jets Worldwide. So apparently he was in the chat trying to talk to us, and he couldn't. He ended up getting in touch with Scott Foster, and Scott let us know that Snowball was having a problem commenting on our page and on our show. And that's fine. It's like, once again, it's like nothing I could do live during a show. Maybe I could have, but I'm not tech savvy, and that actually has a part to do with this. Okay, that has a big thing to do with what we're about to tell you. Not that I'm not tech savvy, but it's like a lot of things don't, I have to look up how to do it and all that junk. So anyway, Snowball brought it up to me. He said, and then finally I said to him, I said, well, you have two accounts. And he was trying to comment from the Jets Worldwide account. I said, go to the Snowball account, see if you can comment. And he could. And then Snowball brought it up to me. And he said, on the show, this is all on the show, so it's not like I'm saying anything out of line. And he said to me, he said, Mike, check to see if anyone is blocked or hidden or anything like that. And Maddie, we don't
block or ban anybody.
Correct. And so that was weird to me. I was like, that's not a possibility. Like, there's no chance. So I once again didn't fully think of it during the show, and I wasn't going to interrupt the show in order to figure this out. I figured, okay, when the show is over, if I remember, if it sticks in my mind, I will check this out. Okay. So Maddie, you know that I did. Right after the show was over, I remembered, and I looked up how to check. And once again, this isn't something that I could just do because I'm not tech savvy. Once again, there's many things that I forget to do. And one of them was when I asked for moderators for this channel. One of the things that I said to people, I said, do not block anybody. That's not our style. We don't care if people come in and rip on us. And I think that, Maddie, how many times have we proven that over and over again?
No, I mean, half of our people that come in here are Bills fans that tell us how much we suck.
Correct.
We have a good time with it. We're not upset about it at all.
Correct. And even when the people that the someones that we are going to be addressing or talking about, not by name, it's not worth it for that. I'm sure those of you who watch the show long enough could figure it out. But even when they came into the show and they waited for you to leave, ironically, and they decided, what's up, Michael? Good to see you. What's up, Chris? Good to see you guys. I'm sorry we have to address this. This is something we have to address because it affects you guys. It affects you guys in the show. It affects the chat. So we're addressing this, and I hope you guys hang out because this is real. This is what you deal with apparently when you have a YouTube channel or a podcast. Apparently, no matter what, you cannot avoid baby bullshit drama. You just can't. So where was I, Maddie? I checked, right? And like I said, I'm not good at keeping up with things. I look even on the bottom of the screen. Those names have been there for like a month because it's just not something I think of. And I figure if I update it at least once a month, a membership lasts a month. So you'll end up getting your name up there if you become a channel member. So anyway, I forgot when we had problems with not even problems. Once again, Maddie, these weren't problems that we had. We tried to do this as friendly and as amicable as possible. Right?
Yep.
We just told this individual and his boyfriend that, listen, like, it's not working out, and you're more than welcome to come anytime you want. And we have the same text, the same correspondence that they have. And if anyone denies that, they'd be lying. Because I remember before it happened, me and Maddie were on the phone, and I was already wanting to keep it amicable. I was already not wanting to blackball somebody. But Maddie was like, make sure that they know that we're cool. Like we're this isn't like, we're not trying to be a dick. And the reason I didn't think that this was going to be much of a problem is because I've been doing this for over 10 years. And I'll let you all in on something. I was on a podcast network when I started my podcast in 2013, and they were friends of mine. And we went a couple years doing the show on their network. We ended up getting our own our iTunes account and all that stuff, but stayed on their network. And their network was involved in the wrestling community. And my podcast had a beef with another podcast that also happened to be on that network. And I kept warning them. I said, if they keep pushing our buttons, we're going to say something. Long story short, we said something, they said something back, and those guys, those friends of mine came to me and said, look, this isn't working out. You can't be on the network anymore. You're saying things you shouldn't say. You're being unprofessional, all this stuff. And me and my guys were like, it's cool, man. Like, we get it. Like, that's cool. Like, I understand. Because we knew what we did. And we knew that we weren't working. It wasn't working out. Years later, we still did their show. We still guested on their show. They would still, anytime we asked, they'd still come on our show. And years later, when we got kicked off of iTunes for saying stuff we shouldn't say, and this was back when you couldn't say political stuff on iTunes towards one side, we got kicked off of iTunes, and this was years later. And we went back to them and said, look, we don't have iTunes as an outlet anymore. And that was big at the time. Like, at the time, you had to have an iTunes like presence. And we said, is there any way we could get back on the network? And they welcomed us back. And so that's why when we did what we're doing, when we said, hey, look, this isn't working out as a threesome, as a team, no homo. This isn't work, but you still can call anytime you want. Like, please feel free. Okay. So that's why I didn't think it would be a problem, because when I was 15 years younger than I am now, I was still mature enough to understand what business, and I say business loosely, because it's not like we're all making tons of money off of this. This is a tiny YouTube channel. So that's why I appreciate all you guys being here. So I didn't think it would turn into what it did. I did not realize that people would be so hurt and so upset by what we did that they would go around and try to turn people against us. And I have no problem with that, because my whole thing is that if you want to believe them, believe them. If you want to believe me, believe me. If you want to stay out of it and just like both channels, that's fine with me too. Me and Maddie have absolutely no problem if you like the show we don't like. We have why would we care? We're not going to try to turn people against each other. So the point being is, after Tuesday night show, and I'm going to let Maddie talk too. I'm going to let him get his 2 cents in. After we thought this was all over, we thought this was over for a month. How long, Maddie? Since they came in.
Been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, and we just ignored it because it was such stupid crap. And both me and you knew. Now I think they took it a little bit more seriously because they're kind of new to this. You know what I'm saying? So they think everything's a big deal. My show's not a big deal. It's not. It's a tiny YouTube channel, so there's no reason to get that upset about it. But anyway, we thought it was over. Matt Wilson got in touch with us. Another person got in touch with us. And if they tell me I can say their name, I will. And then Snowball got in touch with us. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. I'll get to some of the chat, guys. I appreciate you guys chatting. But anyway, hit the like button. That's all we need right now. So once Snowball brought this to my attention, I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on? Why are so many people not being able to comment on our channel? So I figured out how to check. And it turned out, because once again, not a tech savvy guy, not on top of things as much as I should be, those two individuals, and it might not have been them, maybe it was someone working for them. I don't know. Maybe someone is that weak-minded that they'd be like, oh yeah, I'll do anything you say. Doubtful. It was probably, we both kind of know who these someones are. They went, while they were still moderators, because I never pulled them down, because once again, you never think people are going to do things this pathetic. And they went and they blocked and hid, whatever it is, probably 20 some odd people from commenting. And when I looked at the names, it was a lot of people who had helped donate, who send money to the show, who comment all the time. And, that helps in the algorithms, your guys' comments and all of that. It helps in the algorithms. And it turned out a bunch of those people were on this like blocked, hidden, like they can't comment list. And just if anyone needs to see it, unfortunately, I didn't. I took a picture, so I have a picture of it. But unfortunately, I did not scroll down. You'll notice when I bring this up that here it is. Here's the picture that I took. Look at all the people that were blocked and hidden by these someones, and just under my nose, behind my back, before I could get them out as moderators. They went and tried to sabotage this channel. And as you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, you can scroll down. Now, I didn't realize that. I took the picture and then just started Xing everybody out and made it so that you couldn't, so that you guys could comment again. And then I took every moderator except for Maddie and just got rid of them. And I promise you, I don't believe, like Dano's in the comments, I very much doubt Dano would play into this baby bullshit. Ricky, same thing. And as time goes on, we will bring some moderators back. And I appreciate the what you guys did. But as you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, and I didn't realize it when I took this picture, I thought that was it. You can scroll down and there's another like 10 something names.
There's at least twice as many.
Yeah, exactly. Because you could tell by the bar, So basically I got rid of it all. I made it so that you guys could comment again. I'm sorry that people would do this. And I'd like Maddie to talk about it for a little while because he was even trying to be more friendly than I was. And he can address that. Go ahead, Maddie.
No, it's just look. Everybody needs to know if you know somebody who said they were banned, if you could tell them to. It happened. There's nothing we can do about it now. We fixed it, lesson learned. But, it is what it is. We apologize because, it happened on our watch. We didn't really think about it, but it's done. It's fixed. We apologize, but at the same time, we definitely learned a valuable lesson. So, it is what it is. Thanks, Mike. I am of the mindset that, this should be the last that we discuss this. We're getting it out of the way now. We're clear the air. It is what it is. I don't even know when it happened. Maybe feelings were hot. Don't know, but understand that you guys all know us. We don't ban anybody. I mean, you can come in. I mean, how many, by the way, see all this, you motherfuckers?
All you who said Maddie was
no more ball jokes, but I still didn't ban you. But that's my point. Like, we don't care. Like, give us a hard time. We have a good time. So if anybody does think that they were banned by us or anything, by the way, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter or whatever. I can address it to individually. But I can assure you that it won't happen again because now I'm the only moderator on this channel, and I don't even know how to get to that screen he just showed you. So that said, please accept our apology. It is what it is. We can't do anything about it retroactively. Understand, though, that we know now and it won't happen again. So,
and I just wanted to point out that, like, once again, we tried to be nice about this, and you even went out of your way. You were going out of your way to go like the videos of these someone's, show your support and all that. And to find out that this is the kind of the route that was taken was kind of disappointing. It was kind of like, we would never, me and Maddie would never think of doing something like this to somebody. Like, could you imagine someone gives you moderator status and you get upset about something and you try, that would never cross our mind. It's just bizarre. So I don't know, folks. So that's what it was. You guys probably know. You probably know who we're talking about, and that's fine. And like Maddie said, this is kind of going to end it. This is kind of going to end the whole thing, hopefully, because and once again, if they want to go and talk all the shit they want, if they want to put up or play doctored shit, that's fine by me. My whole thing is, I have no problem if people want to think I'm an asshole. Fine, I'm an asshole. Like, what it is, what it is. I don't care.
I think that.
I know. Well, that's the thing. Maddie already knows I'm a fucking asshole. But I want to point out that, once again, another thing our show doesn't do is drama. And if you look at our show before we dealt with who we're talking about, there was no drama. None. We had Jets content creators all over the place coming on the show, from the biggest to the smallest. We always tried to welcome everybody. I've said this. You can go back and check my records or my, videos. I have said from the beginning that I thought when I came in to do this, that the Jets YouTube content creators were such a good family. I thought it was like a nice family. And it didn't start until until we started dealing with this. Oh, I was the best on Jets Worldwide, this, that, and the other thing. And this per Jets 24/7, they screwed me over. And this per Nick's Discord and all this shit. It was constant. And once again, there are people in the Jets. I'll admit it. There's people in the Jets content creation world that I'm not hot on. But the real drama and bullshit didn't start. And so hopefully this, Maddie, will end it.
This should be the end of it. You know what's funny is there's a guy on Twitter. I forget his name. He's another Jets fan or whatever. I follow him. He follows me. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to start my YouTube channel. And all I could think of is I was turning into fucking Fred Gwynn from Pet Sematary. I want to be like, you don't want to go down that road, Lewis. I don't know if you
want to go down that road. Not that road.
Sometimes that is better.
But okay, so it is what it is.
We're gonna move past it. If anybody does want to speak to either one of us off camera or whatever, you can reach out to me on Twitter or through the Discord channel or whatever. I mean, here's the thing: I'm not gonna start slinging mud or any of that stuff. But I will just happily address anybody who thinks that we banned them. I'm happy to answer any of those accusations because I can assure you, one, I don't even know how. Like I said, I don't even know how to get to that page, and two. If I didn't ban those Dolphins fans that used to come on and give me shit all the time. Yeah. I had a great time with those guys. So I can assure you, if you guys really think
I mean, if anyone was going to get banned, he came on saying racial epithets.
He came on challenging me to fight.
Yeah, and he was throwing out words you shouldn't throw out. And we still said, hey, dude, come on and talk all the shit you want. Just leave out those words.
Yeah.
And we have no problems. So
that said, we're gonna move past this now. But like I said, we owed it to you guys, especially for those of you that found out we're like, why am I banned? We didn't do it. We did not do that. So that said, let's talk some football because there's barely any to talk about. But let's get what we can.
All right. Well, that's the end. Like I said. It feels like a crazy ex-girlfriend kind of deal.
We got a couple thank yous that need to go out before we do anything else, though.
And we will get to that. But that was our crazy ex alerts, folks.
Yep.
And we are sorry, folks. Everyone has them. We all have them. Yes, a crazy ex that just gets really upset when you break up with them. I apologize. Yeah. All right, let's go into the comments section. Maddie says we got some stuff going here. Let's pop over here. Hell yeah, there we go, guys. Thank you. I appreciate that. Michael Lando coming in with $20, meaning not only, well, let's just give him the Jets chant because we got to do that. Jets. And he comes in, he says, love this show. Everyone should subscribe and like the show. I'm 100% in your corner with everything. Once again, Michael, we're not asking people to necessarily be in our corner. We're not asking you to pick sides. That's not our deal. We just want you to enjoy this show. That's it. Whatever other shows you enjoy, Jets or not, enjoy. That's how I look at it. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Again, really do appreciate it. Dano.
Hell yeah, Dano coming in. Nice the Jets chant. Jets. Dano coming in with $5 saying, I had beef last summer. Since then, I don't do gossip or group chats or discords. I stick with 3 people, Murph and Scott, good guys, and have for a year. So I am sorry, bros. You don't have anything to be sorry about.
Yeah, I really like Murph and Scott too, by the way. They're great.
Oh, absolutely. So I do appreciate that, Dano. That means a lot. Definitely means a lot. Thank you. But now let's get it back over into the live chat because I do know there are a lot of people in here. Just want to check out. Let me just see here.
I had no idea Dano moved to Oregon, man. That's cool.
No, neither did I. The rumors I heard is that Dano has a new lady friend.
Congratulations.
Dano. Maybe he moved out there for her.
Hey,
who knows? Dano, is that true? Do you have a new lady friend? If you do, congratulations. It's always good to have someone in your life And I guess they say maybe he's a New York Jets super fan. You talking about? Did Dano have Matt O'Leary on? That'd be cool.
Yeah, John, I know, dude. The Mets are booty cheeks tonight too. So
I don't think Mets fans have anything to complain about as of late.
Nah,
Yankees fans can sit here and complain.
Yeah, the Rays just came in and clapped our cheeks 2 nights in a row, though. Not a fan of that. You guys going to the Yard Goats next Tuesday? That's nice.
What's up, Jets Worldwide? Good to see you, Snowball. You're back. All right, let me just get down here.
I don't kiss and tell. Attaboy.
Thank you, Valerie. I appreciate it.
I don't agree.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Let's see here.
Whew, man,
I wasn't banned. Guess I wasn't popular enough. You might have been on there. Like I said, New York Jets super fan, although I have seen you in the comments. When I don't know who the other 10 like I said, once I took the picture, I put it down, then I realized I could scroll down and I started just Xing everybody out. I just got rid of them. Good to see you. Good to see you, John. Yargoats next Tuesday, and Maddie, thanks for nothing with the Mets last night.
And tonight.
Yeah. But good to see you, John. Good to see you. Mets is doing the Yankee Sox game at the moment. Enjoy, Mets. What's the score over there? Do we know?
I don't know.
Mets put out another rant video I enjoyed. So if you guys get a chance, go over and check out his channel. All right. So we did what we did. That's the end of that. Maddie, let's talk a little bit about these contracts incoming. It's the name of this. Episode, and I love everybody's input in the comment section. Let us know what you think. But yes, Ian Rappaport came out and reported from the insiders on the NFL Network. The Jets have been in contract talks with their young stars, Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, and both could end up with huge deals around the same time. And I'm assuming that these huge deals and this contract that they're talking about, I think if these reports are to be believed, we're looking at contracts before the season starts.
That's fine. Get the distractions out of the way in the off season. I'm fine with that. We'll see what they are, what they do. I mean, again, all these guys always, the source is trust me, bro. You know what I mean? Because they can't name their contacts. But yeah, get it dealt with, get it done before the season even starts. That way there's nothing, you know what I mean? Just be done with it. Now is the time to do it.
Absolutely. And then the thing is that once again, if you wait till after this season, so many things could go wrong.
Right.
And we've talked about this before too. And it could go good for Garrett and Sauce. It also could go good for the Jets. If they have a bad season, that's good for the Jets. If they have a great season, that's good for Sauce and Garrett.
Yeah. I like the idea of keeping these guys under contract, getting it done. I don't know. Like I say, I'm so with this team this year. I'm so just win some fucking games. That's all I give a shit about. Just win some games.
Jaws windy game.
One of the things that's kind of funny about it is it's given me this Buddhist monk inner peace about the upcoming season. Is I'm just the over under in Vegas is 5.5 for wins and losses. I told my brother, because my brother likes to gamble, I was like, take the under, and I'm just gonna chill with it. They'll get these. I think they'll get these contracts done. I want both those players to stay on this team. Let's just cruise into the season and get ready for that Pittsburgh game, which I think that would be a big statement to beat Pittsburgh with Rodgers. But
I do too, especially in MetLife.
But we'll see if it happens. I mean, here's the thing. Again, I think we talked about this already. It's no risk, high reward. If they lose to the Steelers, of course they lost to the Steelers. They're the Jets. If they beat the Steelers, they're like, holy shit, dude, what happened to the Jets? All right. So we'll see.
Well, another thing is that I kind of okay, I know this was a different regime, but I like the fact that the Saleh and Douglas regime got Quinn in his contract. You understand what I'm saying? It's like the Jets were never good at doing that. Having a superstar and making sure that after the rookie deal, boom, here, you've earned this. Here is a big contract.
Right.
So it was a different regime, but I feel like it was the start of something.
Well, so part of the problem is a lot of people don't want to stay with this franchise.
Correct.
I mean, there's a reason we call, when the Jets overpay for free agents, the Jets tax. So if these guys want to stay, certainly don't squander that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, Garrett has come out and said it. Now, once again, you could come out and say anything.
Yeah,
right.
Talk is cheap.
Yeah, exactly. Sign the contract. But I like, because what this will do with Quinnen signed, and if we sign Sauce and Garrett, it will show not only the team, but also players around the league and got future draft picks that this new Jets, if you play well, we are going to reward you.
Yeah, we're a serious franchise.
Correct. And that's what I'm hoping in all of this.
Yeah.
I really do. I read somewhere that Sauce bulked up and is very serious about this year. Well, I mean, I hope so once again, but I did see a video. I did see a video from minicamp where it was like Sauce can't even tackle in two-hand touch. And I think it was Garrett caught the ball, did a spin move, and just juked out Sauce like it was like it was as simple as pouring yourself a glass of water. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of just question marks this season that really, like I say, we're not going to have a winning season. It's as simple as that. And so for me, it's just a matter of let's just get a lot of questions done. It's like this is like a maintenance season to me. Get the contracts you need out that need to get out. Just move forward, do what you can, but don't have expectations. Just at the end of the season, be better than you were at the beginning of the season is really all I want to see.
Yeah, it's some improvement.
Yeah.
Some improvement leading into next year.
Next year where you might be like,
once again, next year we're talking about 2026. But
I'm so tired of talking about next year every year. That's this fan base. Every year we're 2 years away from being 2 years away. So hopefully we can finally do a little catch up.
Real quick, I'll go back to that. New York Jets Superfan says we can't lose to Pitt. Yeah, we can.
We've done it many times.
We've done it a million times. And not only that, but it's the Jets. Now, another thing that the Jets are good at is having a spectacular game, like going into MetLife week 1 against Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, beating them. And then we go on a 5-game losing streak. So once again, there's so many jet things we can pull off.
Yeah.
That my guard is very much up this season. Like very much up.
Man, it's I'm just not going to get my hopes up. It's as simple as that.
And Dano comes in. By the way, Dano's show with Scott, with Murph is Friday nights around this exact same time. So if you love my show on Saturday night, Dano's there with Murph and Scott on Friday night.
On the weekend night.
Yeah, exactly. Do you guys think both guys will get extended simultaneously? Yeah, I think they're at a point. I don't know if it'll be like the same day both, contracts come out. But I definitely think that they want to get both of them done, because could you imagine they only sign one of them and then the other one they're like, nah, like we'll hold off.
There's no way that happens.
That sends a bad
They'll get them both. They'll get them both sorted out, I think.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think both want to sign and have it out of the way too. You know what I mean? I don't think I think these are going to be very smooth contract negotiations.
I hope so. I really do hope so, because both guys, and it's not even just now that we've had Garrett or Sauce say, like we had a show a year ago where Sauce was saying, I want to be a Jet for life.
Yeah, he loves being a Jet, which is
so it's like, get these guys on board. Like if we have guys who really want to change the whole dynamic of the New York Jets and make us a winning franchise again and get us back to that Bill Parcells, Vinny, Chad Pennington era, let's embrace them. Like, once again, I don't think Sauce is worth. Now, there are reports coming out. There's a lot of people saying that because of the salary cap bumps that are coming, that Sauce could end up being the highest paid cornerback in the league. I don't think he deserves that. I'm gonna be honest.
We'll see. I don't either. But at the same time, who knows? I mean, for me, it's a matter of, it's kind of when it comes to this type of thing, as long as they don't overpay so grossly that it hurts the Jets and the cap in the long run.
Yeah,
I really don't care. Like, when the Mets signed Soto, everybody's like, yeah, man, you guys really overpaid. And I'm like, it's not my fucking money, man. I don't care. You know what I mean? There's no cap in baseball. So
yeah, that's true. In baseball,
go nuts.
Cares?
It's to me. It's Steve Cohen's money. It's not my money. And then the only difference in football is as long as the overpaying doesn't really affect the ability to sign other guys later, which I think they'll be smart enough to do, I'm not too worried about it.
Agreed. Chris, one of our most optimistic Jets fans, love
Definitely.
him here. 9-8 record prediction, hopefully, realistically speaking. You can't say hopefully and realistically, I feel like, in the same breath.
Hey, nobody wants Chris to be right more than I do. Believe me.
Yes.
I want to be Chris's biggest cheerleader this year.
But hold on, let's break down this comment, because if you take one or the other, it's a completely different comment. So I'll read it with both. 9-8 record prediction. Hopefully speaking, we can hopefully win 21-17 week 1 versus the Steelers. That sounds reasonable. Like, not, I don't mean realistic, but it sounds like I see what you're saying, and hopefully that's what happens. But you change it and say,
well, no, what he's saying is 9-8 prediction, hopefully, comma, realistically speaking, we will see, comma.
Oh, okay, guys, help me out with punctuation. Because I was going to say,
when you're typing fast and on the fly, you got to kind of just go with it.
I understand.
So
he's on the same. I think him and Scott share the same phone. So it's all good. John, yeah, I was reading earlier that you're getting out of surgery and
did you have Tommy John surgery?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what surgery it was. I remember him mentioning it, but I'm in a big old sling, can't move. Maybe it was a rotator cuff. Yeah. I'm in a big old sling, can't move my shoulders, and the Jets ownership is still the biggest issue.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
No, he can't. The funny thing is to have John, the pessimist, and Chris, the optimist, going like they're like equaling each other out in the comments section.
Yeah. It's funny. I found out I was talking to my money guy, and apparently I have some Johnson & Johnson stock. So I was like, "Oh, I'm part owner of the Jets. Wonderful."
Oh, well, that's
I'm part of the problem.
Alex, good to see you. Good to see you. Thought of you guys last night. Went to see the original Friday the 13th at the movie theater for the 45th anniversary. And me and Maddie were talking about that a couple days ago, how this past Friday the 13th was not only the 45th anniversary of the movie, but it's also the matching date, June 13th, Jason's birthday. So this was a big
they fucking bone us on the Twitter.
Oh,
they're like, big news tomorrow. Oh, and I'm like, all right, cool. You know, what do they got? So I'm like checking my Twitter feed for those guys, and like, Jason's going to be at a haunted house. That's it.
Yeah. Well, that was
the whole fucking day.
No, they announced that he was going to be at Halloween Horror Nights, which I don't care about. That means nothing.
That was
and then they announced some cast signings for the Crystal Lake show that's coming up from Paramount.
And that's fine, but like, it's like,
that's not what any Jets or not Jets
movie. Fan. You know, give me Dead by Daylight collaboration. Give me something.
Oh, and they mentioned new NECA figures, which once again, who the fuck cares? Because this new Jason not only looks like shit, and you go on any Jason Voorhees Friday the 13th YouTube, and it's across the board. Everyone thinks it looks like shit. We already have NECA figures for every
all of
the
movies. Yeah. I know. I have them. Like,
I know.
It's like that's well, yeah. I don't know, man.
What are we doing here?
I don't know.
There should have been a movie announcement. Period.
Yes. Give
or something about the game coming back.
Video game. Yeah, I know they're working on a new game, something, but yeah, that was a real blue ball on Friday the 13th for the fans from the Jason Universe Twitter feed. I'll say that.
Jets worldwide, wide.
I got mid-July.
Let's all place a wager when Sauce and Garrett get contracts. Place your bets. Mid-July. All right, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to write these down. I don't want mid-July, Maddie. I want a date, because then we can do like Price is Right, can't go over kind of deal. Give me a date.
July 21st.
Okay, so Maddie is July 21st. I will go.
Does it have to be both or just one?
I don't know. Maybe he can. How about this? Whatever date you say is the date that both are signed, and I don't mean both at once. Like, let's say
by then both have been signed.
Exactly. So
all right, put your dates in the Discord channel rather than us stopping and doing all this right now.
Oh, sorry, Maddie. Maddie's bored by you, Snowball.
No, that's not it at all. But we also that way we have something. It gets the Discord involved. The Discord needs a little more love. So if we do that, we can all put them on there. You can say them right now, type them in the comments, but I'm saying put them in the Discord so we all have like a little record of, okay, this is what I said, this is what you said, blah, blah, blah. That way we can all come back and look at it.
Well, here's what I'll say, Maddie. You said July 21st.
Yep.
I am going to hope that over America's birthday, July 4th, and the subsequent weekend of all the celebrate, that's when they get it all done. So I'm going to say by July 10th. By July 10th, I'm being optimistic here because I do think Maddie's probably closer. But I'd like to get it out of the way. I'm like, Maddie, let's get this done. Let's show respect to these guys. They both have played well. They were both Pro Bowlers. They were both, Garrett has had 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Sauce has, as a corner, he's great. He just has the problem tackling and he can't get an interception. So it is what it is. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'll go with. I'll go with July 10th. And once again, that may be a lot earlier.
We'll see. Look, we all win as long as it gets done. So.
Oh, see, John says it's not happening this year.
Really?
I think it's happening. And once again, I'm saying this, and John is right most of the time, which scares me.
Well, the thing is, though, John's taking a big risk because that means that he basically has to sit here and hope it doesn't happen until the end of fucking January or end of December.
All right, I see Dano real quick with July 15th. I see the problem is I know a lot of people here aren't in the Discord. Chris, the Discord link, by the way, is right below in the description for each show. So if you look down there, the link is there, and I'll obviously accept anybody. I'm not in Discord, but August 5th. So that's for Chris. And Ocho's in here. I actually asked him to join us tonight because he's a Steeler fan. And I would love to see what he thinks about their new quarterback. I can jump in between the second and third period of the Stanley Cup Finals. Put the link in. Okay, fair. I will put the link in. Why are you watching that? Like, do you have a vested interest in either of those fucking teams?
I'm paying attention to the score, but I'm not watching the game. I'm still pissed off that Chris Drury got traded Chris Kreider to the Ducks. Which, I put my hypocrite hat on. I
gotta talk to you about that really quick.
Bought myself a Ducks hat because I'm like, screw it. They got Trouba, they got fucking Kreider, like maybe Jimmy VC will sign there too. Fuck it. So annoyed.
So I have to ask you, which I don't understand, because once again, if Marty Brodeur, when he went to St. Louis, I didn't go and buy a St. Louis Blues fucking hat or jersey. Fuck that. Like, I'm not doing it. And like, same thing now. If one of the Hughes brothers,
if I can get a sale hat that's fitted for $13.
Well, no, now that's my question.
Yeah.
Did you get the new Ducks logo, or did you get the old school one with the purples and the green, like the aquamarine?
I don't know. It's the one with the fucking foot on it.
Oh, come on.
I like that one better than any of the other ones.
Oh, Maddie.
What, dude? I don't
even use that anymore, and that was such a fucking shit logo compared to the Mighty Ducks.
Compared to the other shit, I like that one. So, and besides that, I'm not really a Ducks fan. I'm just gonna be a Ducks fan until those two fucking guys retire. And they come out to Colorado. They come here a lot more often than the Rangers do, and so getting Ducks tickets will probably be pretty easy.
I can't believe, Maddie, I'm so upset. When you told me you got a Ducks hat, I was totally expecting a Mighty Ducks hat. And you got the Ducks hat, the web foot.
I like the Duck logo. That's cool. Just because you want to live in fucking 1989 for the rest of your life.
First off, the Ducks didn't become a team till like the mid-90s.
It was 93 when they became a team, but those dumb movies came out in the fucking like 90s.
But they didn't have the Mighty Ducks logo until D2.
Whatever. I don't care that much.
Show some respect for the Ducks.
Look, the thing I like about the Ducks is I like Chris Kreider, I like Jacob Trouba, and I'm a huge Pat Verbeek fan. Like that, and I honestly I can name like 3 other people on the whole fucking team.
Dano, is the Discord a drama-free zone? Yeah, I don't see
not enough people in there for drama.
Yeah,
right now.
Exactly. Because I made it, I got some people in, and then I never talked about it again because it's just another thing. Once again, going back to the start of the show, I forget to promote things, I forget to fix things, I forget to update things. So right now, it is a friendly area. There's nobody in there that would start drama. I doubt. Anyway, this is Snowball, August 14th. I am writing it down here just because, once again, I always forget.
I just got an email. I'm sorry. I've been banned from the lesbian fashion Reddit feed, subreddit.
What is lesbian fashion?
I have no idea. Some guy was like, I'm going to report everybody. And I was like, that doesn't make you tough. Like, I was just looking at some comments, and apparently I'm banned from lesbian fashion. So what a shame.
Oh, Maddie.
Oh,
Alex comes in and says 2 top players who want to be a Jet and are not divas at their respective positions. Both rare traits. Lock it down.
She's 100% correct.
I agree. Well, okay. If we're gonna be real here, Garrett had a few little diva moments last season. Now, once again, that could be attributed to his frustration with Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and what was going on.
I 100% think that's what it was. I think,
but still, you don't do that. You don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like, now he's young, so you give him a pass.
Every reason to be annoyed. So, I'm not going to be mad about it or anything else. It's you know, I said it on the show. I said, you know, it's really annoying that you know, everybody gets to, you know, he's constantly trying to find Devontae Adams when Garrett's better at his position, you know, like, and I'd be pissed off too. So at least he said something. He didn't demand a trade or anything else, but after a little while, you got to fucking make a little noise. And I think he was right to do so. I don't think it was a diva move at all.
Jets Worldwide, and Chris and Valerie, I got all your stuff. I got Maddie's, I got mine, I got Dano's, I got Chris's, I got Val's, I got Snowball's. So if anybody else wants to throw it in here, I will try to make sure. Once
and
again,
if you're watching this on replay, put it in the Discord.
There you go. Put it in the Discord. Hit the like button, guys. If you're new, if you're coming in here late, whatever, do me a favor and hit that Discord. Hit that like button. Join the Discord. Okay. Discord link is expired. When you create one again, go to the bottom and click expires forever. Or never. Okay. I don't know how to do this shit. God, once again, this proves why these people were moderators way more than they should have. You guys got to help me. As a matter of fact, Clancy's helped me out a lot when it comes to the Discord. So if anyone, they're like, why can't things just be simple? Why can't I just create a Discord? I get a link, and that's that. Like, that's the link forever. Like, why do I have to go? And it should be, the option should be, if you don't want it to be the link forever, that you can change it. Like, why do people make things so goddamn hard?
It's always got to be that way.
You want to hear something my town does that's annoying, that they make it hard for no fucking reason? My daughter is on the she does fall soccer, which is park and rec, but then she also is on the travel team in the spring, and then they have a travel team in the fall. The travel team costs like $300, right, to be a part of the team. The park and rec team costs like $30 to be part of. Okay. You can't join. We don't want to put her on the park and rec team this year because it goes fourth. It's fourth. She's now moved up an age group. So it's 4th to 6th grade, and she's a 4th grader, and she's, you know, working her game out. And we don't want her to get destroyed by 6th graders. You know what I'm saying? But the travel team is 3rd and 4th graders. So she's going into 4th grade. So now she will be one of the older kids, and it'll help build her confidence. So when fall rolls around, we wanted to just put her on the travel team, 3rd and 4th. And we were going to hold her back from the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade park and rec team. You can't join the travel team if you don't join the park and rec team. And we don't have time to do 5 practices a week and like 2 or 3 games a week. We don't have the time for that. So the town makes it extra hard, and we're going to put her in park and rec. So they just lost out on like $300. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't you just let the kids play for whatever team they want to play with?
Yeah, I don't know why they got to regulate that.
It's so stupid. And it's like, once again, we talked about this, how in my town and in different parts of Connecticut and New Jersey, middle school is 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. There is no reason why 5th graders should be in a school with 8th graders. It is a completely different world. And it's the same reason why a fourth grader shouldn't be playing with sixth graders. It should be a 2-year window, because it just becomes too much. Like a fourth grader is going to get lost in I don't know. It's just stupid shit. It's just stupid shit.
That is annoying.
Chris B, yeah, Clancy is phenomenal. He has definitely helped me out a couple times. And okay. Sorry, Val, we're going to figure it out. This is why I fucking stupid Discord. Like, what am I supposed to do with this shit, Maddie? Like, what am I supposed to do with this shit?
I don't know.
All right,
I'll mess with it later.
Let's find out. We have somebody in the green room. Let's find out if he can get his camera on. That would be helpful. Because I'd like to know what his thoughts are on the whole song. Like, when will these guys be signed? Like I said, with the new Ian Rappaport report that came out, that said, from insiders on the NFL Network, the Jets have been in contract talks with their young stars, Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, and both could end up with huge deals around the same time. We're trying to figure out what that time is. But once again, his camera's not on. He's there. Tommy Jets is there. I'm just letting everybody know. But I gotta wait until I can see.
I was gonna say maybe he just jumped in real quick, went to go get a glass of water or something.
It's possible. Okay, guys. Once again, we'll put it off. It's typical shit. I've had nothing but annoyance when dealing with Discord, whether it was when I was in the old Discord or when I started this new Discord. It's just aggravating as shit. So, all right, he popped out. Maybe he's gonna pop back in. Maddie, I've decided that every now and then I see some funny ass memes.
See if you guys can click on that if it works. If not, I don't know.
What'd you do? Put it in the comment section?
I put an invite in the comments.
Okay. Real quick, I there's some every now and then I'll see a meme that actually does make me chuckle.
Okay.
And that I really do like. And I decided this past week to save, I think I saved like 2 of them. And I thought they were pretty funny. So I'm going to bring them up. Tell me if you've seen them and tell me if you got the chuckle. Once again, they're nothing crazy, but I thought it was clever. So here's the first one. And it's
pretty good. I like that.
It's the guy's comment too. Well played,
horses.
Well played.
That's funny. I like that one. I haven't seen that one.
I thought that was really, and it's ironic. It's like they used to bring us around. What the fuck? What happened? Now they get their own limo. Like, what are horses being used for nowadays? Help me out here, folks.
That's a good
one. All
one.
right. We got him between periods here at the Stanley Cup Finals. So let's bring him in to find out what a Pittsburgh Steeler fan thinks of his new quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Ocho, how you doing tonight?
Shit. I'm not a Steeler fan.
Oh, not anymore?
When was I ever a Steeler fan? What is this all about?
Ocho, you've been a Steeler fan as long as I've known you.
Yeah, I've known you for like a week and a half. Okay, so no, yeah, of course. This is the worst signing ever, and I knew it was going to happen. It sucked. They should have just let Mason Rudolph do his thing, go 5-12, get a good quarterback next year. This is the dumbest thing. Shit. The dumbest shit ever. Why? Doesn't matter. And he's coming in. I'm all in. He's all in until he's not. He's going to fake an injury with maybe week 6 or something like that. Because, first of all, Arthur Smith doesn't want his quarterbacks calling audibles. Now, that's a problem in itself. If you don't trust your quarterback to call an audible, then I think we got problems already. So, where do I start?
That's a great way to put it, is he's all in until he's not. That's a very smart way. That's a very great way to put it with him.
Thanks, Ocho.
Thank you. That's what we
needed. The gun.
Right, good. I'll see you guys later. Nice seeing everybody. I'm out. It was great seeing everybody.
Well, he's a man of few words, but he meant every one of them, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
Dr. Ocho.
I got a few more seconds.
All right, Ocho. Jets Worldwide. Who Snowball says, Ocho, you have an awesome QB on your team, Will Howard.
No, we don't. Oh, yeah. Well, no. Yeah, he's a fucking 6th-round pick. Fuck him. It's fine. He might be a good backup. I'm not doubting that. Let him do his thing. Maybe he'll be a freaking Bruce Gronkowski someday. But no, fuck him. We're allowed to swear, obviously.
Oh yeah,
Obviously.
go nuts.
Okay, leave my nuts out of this. No, it's look. Mason Rudolph was the only guy that made an offense look like an offense besides Russell Wilson. And all this shit about Justin Fields, well, you got to do a 4-2 record. Watch the games. The only game he played good was against the Colts because the defense sucked, and then he still fucked it up for them. It's good luck with the Jets. And the matter of fact, the Jets might use them right. Listen, that's actually a great call on you.
Ocho, hold on. The Jets never use anyone right.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, let's
maybe
keep
there's
that.
time to start because Aaron Rodgers was their GM for the whole last 2 years, so maybe he put the right people in place.
Wouldn't that be nice?
No, well, Ocho, I mean, we've gone over so many different hypotheticals that could happen in this week 1 game with Fields and the Jets going up against Rodgers and the Steelers. And one of them that I've brought up is Aaron Rodgers, new team, week 1, MetLife Stadium. He goes out, 4 plays in, pops his Achilles.
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
I don't wish that on him, Ocho. I really don't.
I mean, expect the unexpected. You know, we've never seen that before, so maybe it'll happen.
Well, we will. I mean, but once again, I don't know. Ocho, I don't even know who to. I don't even know what our chances are to beat the Steelers.
You know what?
The Steelers are a
First
good
of all,
team.
let's think about this. Think about how set up the NFL is to already put the Steelers versus the Jets before Rodgers signed.
They
Like,
knew.
Come on. Is this just some theater going on or what? Like, there's so many behind the scenes things that like nobody knows. And besides the fact that Mike Tomlin is a sucky coach, he's a fraud. You can have him. You can have your 9-8 season every year and still do nothing. I get it. Going 5-12 sucks worse, but 9-8 and then losing in the first round every year also sucks.
Now, I here's another thing that I didn't realize. Did any of you guys see when Rodgers was taking throws in minicamp or whatnot, and Mason Rudolph walks next to him? And Mason Rudolph's a big boy. Like, I never realized how big he was.
The guy's 6'4". That's why Ben wouldn't help him. Ben literally wouldn't help him.
Yeah, I mean, once again, but he's never proven anything, obviously.
He has a 3-game winning streak to get the Steelers in the playoffs 2 years ago, and that's it. But, look, nobody else could do it. And I swear, I just said, look, you're paying Mason Rudolph $5 million a year. Just what's the difference? Maybe a win or two. I'm serious shit. The way this offense is run, it's so shit. It's so fucking archaic. The way the offense is run. And now we got a DK Metcalf that can go freaking down the freaking field. But your boy Aaron Rodgers throws the ball in like 0.04 seconds. So, and he averages, 5 yards a pass, some shit like that. This is the shit that they don't ever look at. I get it. You know, you got your 4-time MVP and all that. That's way in the past. Or they did it on purpose just to maybe teach some people and to stopgap and to get somebody next year.
Now, well, let me ask you this then, Ocho. Who would you rather have as your quarterback this year for the Steelers?
Mason Rudolph.
No. I'm taking Mason Rudolph out. Aaron Rodgers or Justin Fields?
I would have rather had Fields.
Well, that bodes well for us.
No. I'll tell you why. Because what's the upside to Aaron Rodgers? Justin Fields is 26 years old?
He's a young man.
So now, the problem is also Arthur Smith would not utilize Justin Fields the way he should have been. He did not play great when he went 4-2. Everybody's like, oh, they put in Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson ran the team as a professional. He was a professional quarterback. Next thing you know, they're moving the ball. They're throwing over the middle finally a little bit. Even Russell Wilson even still avoid the middle. But it was a very professional run offense. When Justin Fields was in, it was a little bit of like urgency. Like, I'm running around. If there's nothing near, I'm going to take off. Where'd he go? Is he mad about Justin Fields?
I don't know. Yeah, he just bounced. He had said that he was kind of having some internet issues, so he might be figuring out. Nightshade,
we're
welcome
still here
back,
though. So, so if Arthur Smith, you know what? The guy won't let a guy call an audible. That's so not right. Now, if Arthur Smith would have he's an offensive guy. Design the offense for Justin Fields. If your first read ain't there, take off. Or throw in the flat and then take off. Something. There's so many more options. There's so many more layers, but they just – and I feel – this is the God's honest truth. I feel like Justin Fields made this decision more than the Steelers did. Like, Justin Fields was like, look, I tried. They're not going to utilize me right. And I don't blame him for that.
Jets will. The Jets will.
Yeah. That's a desperate move right there.
Yeah, that's a real desperate move. I have a hard time believing that Justin Fields is like, you know what? Screw Mike Tomlin. Screw the Steelers. Screw their 50 Super Bowls. I want to go to the Jets.
Well, they weren't. They didn't. They won't use them. They won't utilize them. Dude, I'm telling you, this franchise is a facade. They're so not what they were. They always said the standard is a standard. The standard is winning 9 games, maybe getting into the playoffs, and getting shitty draft picks. That's what their standard is now. And they say, oh, we haven't had a losing season. Have 2 losing seasons in a row and then fucking revamp and go on a tear. He's a fucking egomaniac, and I can't stand him. Yes, you can have him. Oh, Mike Tomlin. Yeah, dude, I will fucking own anybody in a debate at any time about any stat about how Mike Tomlin is a fraud.
He is not a fraud.
He's a fucking fraud. What's he want?
The only people, Ocho, the only people in the world that think Mike Tomlin is a fraud are spoiled, no offense, Pittsburgh Steelers fans.
What's he won?
He's won a Super Bowl
with Bill Cowher's fucking team.
Okay, I don't care. You know how many our coaches have won since
that's not a point. That's not. Listen, when they say the standard is the standard, and then they come out and lose to inferior teams all the time, have their teams ill prepared all the time. I'm telling you, you're looking on the surface.
Ocho, to be fair, do you know what Maddie and I and these Jets fans in this comment section would give to make the playoffs every year for like 10 years?
Yes,
that would be amazing.
That means your standard sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not denying
no
that.
argument there.
Any day.
So what does winning even have to do with it? Is it a matter of getting to the playoffs? Is it a matter of just winning, winning 9 games every year?
It's better than having every NFL fan base be able to say, oh, the Jets, they have the longest playoff drought in NFL history, 14 or 15
Well, now you're
seasons.
talking you versus the Steelers. I'm talking success.
And you guys have had success.
Zero.
More than we have.
When you are a team,
no. Their standard is championships.
So you're basically saying like, okay, so I'm a Yankee fan, right? So as a Yankee fan,
they lost, by the way, with a fucking bullshit.
I know, but as a Yankee fan, I don't buy. You know how people like I always say your arms are so distracting, Ocho. They're just those pythons.
They are a sight to behold.
But I always
I'm not wearing pants. That's why.
I always say as a Yankee fan, I'm never gonna buy the hats they release for like division and conference and world championships. I will only buy one if the Yankees win the World Series. Correct. But if they made a hat that said Jets winning season 9-8, I'd be like, hell yeah. I'd have the hat.
You would buy a fucking 5-12 fucking Jets hat.
I'm not that pathetic.
By the way, have you guys seen those green hats that say "Make the Jets Great Again" that they're selling now?
I have not, but I mean, I feel like
pretty
I need
funny.
to go
I had to laugh.
So listen. You guys are talking from a desperate franchise too, and it's not your fault. And I'm really not fucking around. I'm not trying to downplay your guys' plight. I'm speaking straight factual. I promise you, I know more about this team than I should. They are fraud. He's a fraud. He will listen to me. Listen. Okay, you had Derrick Henry going against them in the playoffs, right? Remember the first round of the playoffs, Steelers versus Ravens. Oh, biggest rivalry in the game. Mike Tomlin called the defense and he played a nickel because he didn't want he didn't want to get beat by the pass. He called a nickel defense the whole game because Mike Tomlin always calls the defense. Mike Tomlin's issue is he will never have anybody in his staff that is smarter than him, can call a better scheme than him, can schematic better than him. He's always the one calling. It's disgusting. So now you got Derrick Henry, 255 pounds, who can run over a fucking train, is now going against a nickel defense. This is not me making it up. Go watch the fucking game. I know way too much about this shit. And this is Mike Tomlin's call. He's saying, let's play this defense so that Mr. Jackson doesn't defeat us. And they got run over by Derrick Henry, 109 yards in the first fucking half.
Again, he of course.
That's a bad coach.
No, it's a bad call. It's a bad
coach.
Well, but he's not a bad coach. When you make the playoffs all the time, you are considered a more elite team in the league.
They make the playoffs in spite of him, not because of him. And then he had this whole thing when he put Russell Wilson in. That's why I make the big bucks. No, he was the better quarterback. He was the professional quarterback. It's a joke. They're a fucking sham. I'm sorry. You don't know it. You don't know what I know. And I'm telling you.
I don't know what I know. Well, you know what? I want to know. Hold on, Ocho. I want to know what you know about this. Jorge comes in and he says, controversial opinion, Justin Fields is the worst QB in the entire AFC East. Now, I don't want to say that this is necessarily a controversial opinion because he could be. It's not like he can't be.
I mean, it's not a. I mean, he has to prove himself too. He's brand new, right?
Yeah, but I mean, obviously he's not better than Josh Allen, so we push that out of the way. Tua, it really depends on if Tua's injured.
If Tua comes back, sure.
Yeah, and then Drake May looked pretty good going through last season for the Patriots. I would say it's a controversial opinion, Jorge, only because we don't have enough of.
There's no evidence.
Yeah, we don't have enough evidence.
An early.
Correct.
Take.
We need to see how Tua comes back this year after last year being injured again, another concussion. We need to see if Drake May can continue getting better. And then we also need to see how Justin Fields is going to react with Aaron Glenn and this new Jets regime.
I mean, athletically, Justin Fields is a freaking stud. So and if they game plan to his strengths, then he could be a Lamar light. You know, it's just not that even to telegraph that, but you know, obviously, shit. Who knew Cordell was going to actually be a quarterback? You know what I mean? And people still know Cordell Stewart, who sucked. But then he was okay, and then he sucked, and he was okay, and he got the 2 AFC championship games, but he still sucked. So is Justin Fields more athletic than him? Could be. Lamar Jackson is doing shit like no one's ever seen, but he doesn't win.
Once again, I would kill to have Justin Fields get us to 2 AFC championship games. Like that would be like that was our 09-010 years. Like we were on top of the fucking world.
Dude, Mark Sanchez did it.
Oh, I know. And it's funny because they put up, I forget what meme I saw, but they put up they put up Josh. I think they maybe put up Josh Allen and Tua and somebody else. And they put up all these people. And then it said, and Mark Sanchez still has more playoff victories than these guys combined.
Yeah. Dude, that's so good. And the sucky thing is he's known for the butt fumble, but that's a great fucking meme.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Mike Tomlin's a fraud. He's a fraud. He'll never hire look at Mike. Okay. What do we know about coaches? Don't they have the coaching tree? Look at the Mike Holmgren coaching tree, the freaking the Bill Walsh coaching tree, the fucking
Belichick coaching tree.
Belichick coaching tree, the freaking Tony Dungy coaching tree.
We pulled from that Belichick one.
So what's the Mike Tomlin coaching tree? Looks like they're inbred because nobody goes anywhere. Okay, we had Russ Grimm and Ken Wisenhunt was the guy. No, that was Bill Cowher. Shit, what am I saying? Mike Mularkey. Mike Mularkey was the guy.
He cannot be like he's called Malarkey.
All
Like,
right.
how can you take that serious?
Well, listen, I hate to interrupt, but I actually have to bounce. Ocho, it was good to see you. I will see you guys on Tuesday night. Tommy messaged in Twitter about his mic issues and stuff.
No, I'm about to bring him in.
Okay, cool. Tell him I said hello, guys. Have a good night. Happy Father's Day, Ocho, Mike, everybody.
You too, buddy. You too, man.
Padres out there, and just see you guys Tuesday. Have a good one.
Have a good one, Maddie.
Right on, buddy.
Ocho, before I bring in Tommy, is this true? Are you now naming your arms Mount Bicep?
No. They're military. They're from the army.
So they have no names. You're basically what you say. They don't have any.
Well, I got one. There's Louis. And Ralphie.
Oh, there you go. Ralphie looks a little bit bigger.
Hey,
is that your jerking arm?
Are we doing forearm style or are we going biceps, man?
I was doing bicep. I was going by bicep.
Plus, I don't want to shortchange myself, but it doesn't take much.
Oh, there you go. Isn't the hockey game back on? Ocho, are you going back to what is your vested interest in this hockey game?
I played hockey in college, Mike. I don't know if you know that.
Watch anything?
What's that?
You'll just watch any hockey?
Well, I mean, the playoffs I always watch. I mean, of course, I'm a Ranger fan, but like, no, I'm.
Sorry about that.
And the series, by the way, dude, the series has been insane. Like fucking crazy overtime games, scoring within 12 seconds left in the game, shit like that to tie it. Like it's a story. It's theater. This is our shit, man. I'm telling you, if you watched it, it's fucking theater.
I hate both. I hate the Panthers. The only thing I'm rooting for Edmonton just because I feel like Canada needs a Stanley Cup. It's been too long.
Dude, same.
Yeah.
Same. Plus, Florida bounced the Rangers out last year in the finals. So, but no, same. Because I almost feel like McDavid needs this one too, and maybe it'll get their fucking tax bracket up a little bit because Canada's fucking dollar value is so bad.
Yeah, I mean, hey, let's get
like I'm, and Florida has no fucking sales tax, so like, come on, man, let's get fucking Edmonton some fucking wins here. But it's been insane. Florida was up 3-0 the other night. Edmonton came back to go up 4-3. 20 seconds left in the game. Florida scores, and then Edmonton wins in overtime. The night before, Brad Marchand scored a shorthanded goal and an overtime goal, only time in playoff history it's ever been done. But no, plus I'm the guy that played. I played NAIA, which is like below like grammar school in college. Have you ever heard of NAIA?
No.
It's low.
Oh, okay.
Just setting you. So I don't come out and go like, hey, man, I played 1 week of NAIA, so I know this shit. So, because I love when people do that. But no, I played NAIA and I sucked. But it was the most.
Maddie was a pretty good hockey player in his day.
What's that?
Maddie was a pretty good hockey player. He was like an enforcer, you know. He came out and
I played defense, and we wore full cages, and I got kicked out a couple times, but I didn't know how to fight, but I would cheap shot when I could because I sucked. That's what you got to do. And I stole my jersey, dude. I have it in my closet. Shit you not.
Real quick, Chris comes in, and I'm going to tell you the answer right away is no. But I would love to get him a new mask. That one looks like it's getting a little worn out. I'd love to get him a new mask for when he comes on this show, where instead of the O, it's the Steelers logo. Just for when you come on this show. I
don't want it. Don't want it.
Stop it. But see, Chris wanted to know if you would be a Jets mascot and wear a mask that's green and white with the Jets logo on it.
No, I'm nobody's mascot. I tell people who are my mascot. Are you shitting me?
Oh, okay.
You know how this shit works.
All right, real quick, guys, please hit that thumbs up if you're new here or if you're just in here. I would love it. It's free. It's below the video. It's a little thing that looks like this. Come on, hit it. Help me out here. Real quick, I got to bring him in. He's been waiting very patiently, and I appreciate that. Let's bring in Tommy Jets. How you doing, Tommy?
Hey, what's up, buddy? What's up, Joe?
Good to see you, man.
I don't know if you heard earlier, Tommy.
About how Tomlin's a fraud and he's a freaking horrible coach.
Okay, while we still have Ocho, Tommy is another diehard Jets fan. Tommy, wouldn't you do anything to have Mike Tomlin?
There's that one more time, Mike.
Wouldn't you give almost anything to have Mike Tomlin be our coach?
Yeah, kind of. I think that speaks to how poor.
All right, hold on. Listen, if you haven't gotten laid in 20 years and somebody says, I'm going to bang you, you're going to go, I would do anything to have that. But when you've gotten laid a bunch of times and you say, wait a second, this is it? We're only average at getting laid? We have way more to go.
Now you can be
just fucking want more to go. Like, is it the Super Bowl of getting laid? No. Like, you're literally achieving a 6 and.
You just have to understand, Ocho, how hard it is for Jets fans to listen to someone complain about making the playoffs every year, having a winning record every year, and having a great head coach.
What's a winning record? What does that even mean? Did he win the Super Bowl?
We don't know what it means. We don't know what it means.
Okay.
We don't know. Please help us out and let us know what a winning record is.
Here's what it means. It means you guys go in with no expectations, and you go, fuck, season's over, week 3. I would almost hate that. At least now, in your your defense, you should have at least built up some draft choices and like done some shit. And your coaching carousel is a mess. But shit, if you're gonna just win 9 games every year, what does that do? It's literally like taking the freaking fat chick to the prom every year and being like, well, I took a fat chick to the prom.
I would if I got
I wouldn't go.
If I got no ladies, I'd take the fat chick.
I'd bring my girlfriend, and that's who I would bring.
No, that's you're saying you have a girlfriend. We're talking about if you haven't.
No, or none, or I wouldn't go. I'd say fuck. I'm not low. Why would I lower my standards? I'm somebody. I'm Ocho.
Well, I think you're going to be dealing with Mike Tomlin for quite a long time.
That's what sucks. And he's never getting fired because the Rooneys don't fire people, and the Rooneys are gutless.
No, you guys have been around. You guys have been around for like 70 years and have had like 4 head coaches.
Yeah,
meanwhile, the Jets have been around for 50 or 60 years and have had 50 or 60 head coaches.
No one mentions that they sucked until fucking 1974. They were out in 1933. They were the suckiest franchise in history. They were a laughingstock. Go pissed on them. But because they wouldn't fire head coaches, they were like, we're good people. Instead of fucking at least play the game right now. Like Mike Tomlin has fucking Arthur Smith trying to do a run game that worked in fucking 1988. And let's run the ball and protect it and fucking throw play action passes every once in a while to the tight end. This is fucking, dude, these fucking offenses are wide open. You got shitty quarterbacks throwing for 300 yards every fucking week. And we got a guy fucking trying to, let's maintain the ball and don't turn the ball over. Throw to the tight. It's archaic fucking football. It's absurd. And it's his fault. And it's fucking Mike Tomlin's fault. And that's why there's no coaching tree. Fuck, dude.
All right. Well, Ocho, I'm happy you came on. I'm happy you talked about the Steelers. And my favorite thing you said tonight was?
I have no pants on.
Well, now that's my favorite thing you've said.
Oh.
But before that, it was, I asked you, who would you rather have quarterbacking your Pittsburgh Steelers this year, Justin Fields or Aaron Rodgers? And you chose Justin Fields. So
I totally would. It made more sense because Justin Fields, if he sucked, okay, we get somebody, but you still have potential. And if he was great, what if Aaron Rodgers is great this year? Nothing. He's gone. He's out to the pasture next year. It's fucking dumb. Put Mason Rudolph in. This is a bad franchise. They used to be so proud. They used to be so wonderful. And now they're a fucking fraud. All right, buddy.
This guy. Okay, Ocho. Have a good night and enjoy the rest of the game.
You bet.
This guy, Tommy, saying it's just a bad franchise. Look who he is talking to here.
Yeah. They've been fortunate in that regard.
But listen, Tommy, I want to talk to you about the contracts coming up. It came out, Ian Rappaport saying basically that he thinks that these contracts are going to get done around the same time with Sauce and Garrett. But before we do that, I want to bring him on because usually he's the one who sits here and goes, all right, I got to go, guys. I'll see you later. So I want to get him on while we still have him here because he's a great, I love him on this show. I love him on any show he does, and he has new rants out and all that stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring in Mets 2128.
Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really socking the ball.
How you doing, Mets?
Well, had a brush with death on Monday.
Seriously?
What?
Got snapped at by a young copperhead. Thankfully, the fangs didn't go through the shoe.
Holy shit. Where was that? Like in your yard? Where was that?
Just a bit outside my front door. I was walking on my own business when there it is. He snaps me. Now, thankfully, I jump back so he doesn't go all the way through the shoe. Doesn't get through the shoe. But the venom still gets on the shoe.
Wow, that's intense. See, I would have pictured you wrestling it to the ground and beating the fuck out of it. Like you get so angry sometimes. I feel like that would piss you off so much that you would literally skin the snake and then like eat it, like you'd barbecue it.
Nope, not in this case.
No, not in this case.
Especially when a young copperhead is worse than an adult one because they can't control their venom output.
Yeah, they'll shoot that into you.
I had no idea.
And I think I figured out why the Yankees lost tonight.
And why is that?
This morning, I was sitting on my sofa watching a bit of Saturday morning cartoons and reading a bit of the Good Book. And what's in front of my door in my sight line? A black cat.
So you think that you as a Mets fan were jinxed for the Yankees?
I think it was jinxed for both.
Well, that's a possibility today. But the Yankees have been on quite the slide. I mean, they just did not play well against the Red Sox in this series.
They haven't played against them at all this year. Well, all this year.
No, I haven't even looked at the standings in the past few days. The Yankees were like 4 or 5 games ahead. What is it now?
Still 4.5 ahead of Toronto, but
hold
maybe
on.
4 now ahead of Tampa, who just probably leapfrogged Toronto for second.
If I put in MLB standings into any search engine, it should just come up immediately. I shouldn't have to click on shit. Yeah, still 4.5 over Tampa Bay and 4.5 over the Rays, 7.5 games ahead of the Red Sox. And what they do? They lost the last 2 or 3? Ridiculous. That's annoying. But I mean, Mets fans, you guys can't look. Juan Soto's coming on, right?
Right, but we can't seem to beat Tampa Bay. Friday night was just due to a bonehead pitcher gamble by Mendoza to put in Blackburn over Brazzi. And that blew up in their face. And today, McGill just couldn't find the strike zone after the 3rd inning.
Just so you know, Chris appreciates you. He says Mets 2-1-2-8. The son of a bitch with Jake Asman on the Jake Asman show is a classic. Go Jets.
Thank you.
Yeah, people like your appearances, Mets. All right, so what do you think, Mets? I'm going to ask Tommy this. I want to get into this with him. But once again, you're a Giants fan, Jets fan. What are you, even a Panthers fan? What are you thinking, Mets? Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, are they going to get signed before the season starts?
Yes.
Wow, that was deep. Tommy, did you get that? Because when you for the league winners, you should have that quote. Mets 2-2-8. Yes.
I just note of it in my phone right now.
Terrific. That's gonna be the headline. Mets 2-1-2-8 says contract signed by Sauce and Garrett. Yes, absolutely. Mets, what was I watched your video on you taste tested. What was it?
Popeye spicy wrap.
Yes.
All that great.
Supposed to do the chip.
What?
Weren't you going to do the 1 chip challenge? Are you still doing that?
Probably not.
Oh, come on, Mets.
Yeah, we need that. That would be awesome.
Where am I going to find a 1 chip? It's difficult enough to try to track one down without having to go to the internet.
Why can't you just go to the internet?
I'm not motivated to do it.
I'll try to figure that out. I'll try to see if it can actually. Maybe they ran out. Maybe it's not a thing anymore. I have no idea. You know, maybe they only produced a certain amount of them, and then they found out people were like almost dying from eating them. But it is what it is. But that was still, but compared to like that, you know, okay, you know that what was it, the ghost pepper jerky you ate on our show?
Yeah.
How hot was the Popeyes wrap compared to that?
Meh.
Oh, okay.
But even then, it's not all that great. I mean, from what I've heard, the three of them, the honey mustard one is the best.
Oh, but that one's not spicy. That one's just honey mustard.
Right.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, Mets. Well, I appreciate it, man. Like, is there anything else? What are you excited for coming up? I mean, what kind of sports you excited for right now?
Well, I've got a game call next Saturday between New York and Philly. Then I'm going to be out of town for a few days the week after.
You going to a con?
Yeah, this time it's out in Pigeon Forge.
Damn, I'm gonna miss you, man. When are you going out? I think you've mentioned this. What date is it June?
Leaving the 26th, the con is the 27th through the 29th.
Of June.
Yes.
Damn it. I'm gonna be there those exact dates in July. God damn, that would have made my family's vacation if we could have broke bread with Mets in Pigeon Forge. I would have brought you out to a nice dinner. And I would have let you meet the family. I would have even possibly let you throw my child.
Not doing that.
Well, you could. I'd give you permission. Like, it would be okay. I'd be like, girls, you may get a bruise, you may get injured, but this is what this guy does. He's the best. Like, this isn't an amateur. You know what I'm saying? I could even put him in, you know, those dog strap vests that like go around the whole dog. There's, you know, instead of just a collar. So you can really pick them up. Poof. You know, I bet you'd probably get the 5-year-old further just because she's much smaller. But I definitely appreciate you coming on, Mets. I haven't talked to you in a little while. And I definitely, like I said, I hope you notice, man. I always try to get in your comments, leave a comment on your videos, things like that.
On the video on the Higgins rant, in the comment on the Higgins rant, and thanks for at least sticking up for the law and order stance.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Because you went in on a rant on someone and then ended up talking about the riots.
Well, I mean, that was the topic of it. It was basically centering in how she and I have been going a bit back and forth on Facebook where she posts something in regards to the riots, and I just clapped back saying, could you be any more gullible, or how much of the woke whiskey have you drunk? I mean, Grant, I'm not going on a verbal tirade lashing out, but I am basically pointing out the flaws of those sorts of mindsets.
Yeah. Well, once again, I'm always on the side of the law and order. And once again, there's nothing that's going on in any of these cities that's illegal. There's nothing going on that wasn't promised in campaigns. This is what I'm going to do. And he was voted in to do it. And some people can't take losses and they need to cry, complain. And like I said, I love how I saw a great meme that said the coexist, where it has all the different religion, whatever. It said the coexist people are burning cities down again. You know, and I was like, exactly. Like, these are the people who are supposed to love everybody, but then they're going to throw rocks and break glass and rob buildings and light cars on fire.
And believe me, if Harris or Biden were still in the White House, this crap would still happen, and they turn a blind eye to it.
Well, kind of like what Newsom's doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's because he's not even elected. He was installed because his damn aunt is a former major speaker in the House.
And did you see how he was like, no, Trump never called me, and then Trump put out the screenshot of the 17-minute conversation that they had?
Yep.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. What he does is he's a super troll. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he needs to say to get the response he wants, because he has another thing in his back pocket to counteract it.
Right.
So it's just he is one of the best trolls that there is, and I really do appreciate that. But Mets, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Have a great night and keep up with the great content.
You too.
All right, Tommy. Thank you for sticking in with the Ocho. Thank you for sticking in with the Mets. Now let me know. We actually took kind of friendly wagers here on when both Sauce and Garrett will be signed by. Not necessarily the same date, but when will both of them officially be signed? I'd like your thoughts on not only the contracts. I mean, some people are saying Sauce could end up being, because of the salary cap increase and all of that, he could end up being the highest paid cornerback in the league. What are your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. There's kind of two ways I see it going. I see if the Jets want to, if everybody wants to work together and they all have the same game plan in place, like going forward, in terms of where they want to take the team. Ideally, the Jets get this done before they start, that mini camp or
Yeah.
camp. Sorry. Um, However, the Jets don't tend to do that normally, and a lot of teams don't tend to do that. So I have like a scenario kind of going in where one guy kind of gets the contract before the regular season. And I think it might be Sauce, and I think it might be, number one cornerback in the NFL type contract. And then I think they might drag Garrett along because,
Into the season?
yeah, I think they might. Because here's the thing, like those are like the two, big paid positions other than quarterback, right? I mean, in terms of like, fan appeal. Wide receiver especially so. And I mean, as much as I love Garrett, he hasn't put up like crazy numbers. Like he's put up, back to back 1K, back to back 1K, all that stuff. But at the same time, he's not like, top 5 in the league, but he might want to get that kind of money considering his age and all that. And I just don't know if the Jets necessarily want to play to that situation. Considering how they've addressed the wide receiver room already, I don't know if they're really too high on a lot of people there. So it's interesting. I think that if it's not that, then it might be the other way around where they pay Garrett early and Garrett kind of settles for a slightly above A1 tier for a wide receiver and just kind of settles to kind of prove himself for an extension. And then Sauce kind of, Sauce wants number one money. Maybe the Jets don't want to give that, and it kind of drags on. So I can see that kind of playing out too.
I mean, I think Sauce should get top 5 cornerback money. And I think Garrett should get at least top 10. The dude has come in with 3 different quarterbacks and has 3,000-yard seasons. Like, you can't look past that.
Right.
And so he definitely deserves it. But when you were giving that, when you were giving your thoughts, I then thought of something. I gave the Jets a lot of credit, and I said I think over the 4th of July weekend, because once again, I talked to Maddie about this. They started a good precedent with Quinnen Williams, and I understand that was a previous regime. But to get a guy signed to a long-term contract who deserved it and it was coming off his rookie contract was a good step for the Jets. The Jets are not known to do things like that. And I think they need to reward Garrett and Sauce, I guess, even though, once again, I'm still iffy on Sauce, but everyone else, I'm going to go with the consensus, and everyone else thinks he's a top 3 cornerback. I think he's a top 3 cornerback when he can learn how to tackle. I think that's a huge problem. And I don't know if you saw, there was a video that was put out and it said Sauce can't even get a tackle when it's 2-hand touch. And Garrett caught the ball and like completely juked him out and went right past him. and so like, that's the only problem I have with Sauce. I think Garrett deserves it, but I was trying to give extra credit to the Jets and say over 4th of July weekend, they're going to work this out and get it out of the way. I'm going to renege on that. What I want to know is, when does one Jets drive start for this season, for this football season? Like, when do they start is at training camp? Do they start putting out the first videos?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I think Sauce and Garrett's contracts and signings and all of that are going to be part of one Jets drive. So it can't be over the 4th of July weekend. I'm going to have to push it back because the Jets are definitely social media whores. And anything that they can do to highlight on one Jets drive, they're going to do. And I will now say that I think that Sauce and Garrett will get signed at some point, because it only makes sense to get it done before the season starts. Like, why go into this season with one of those guys? And Tommy, you may be right, but why go into the season with one of these guys in the back of his mind being like, those motherfuckers, like, let's get this fucking done. And if they're going to get it done before the season starts, they're definitely going to take advantage of the one Jets drive so that they can have them sitting in the room with the Jets stuff behind them and the little helmet on the table, and they're signing the contract and all that. I'm almost positive they did that with Quinnen, right?
Yeah.
I'm almost positive it was featured on a One Jets drive.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, so that if you want, that's now that I'm thinking about it. If they get signed before the season, it's going to be somewhere around the time of filming for One Jets drive.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you make a good point too. They have actually, in terms of a lot of franchises, they have been making kind of the right moves in terms of signing guys maybe a little early, or look at Quincy too. They ended up getting Quincy, and that worked out greatly.
Yeah.
So I mean, they paid him.
Do we know off the top of our head what Quincy's deal is right now? Because his deal isn't as long as Quinnen's.
I think he's up for a contract after this season. Don't quote me on that, but his is coming to an end. That extension or re-signing, whatever you want to call it, that's coming to an end relatively soon. I think that's why they gave Sherwood the deal. But yeah, they've been pretty good at keeping the guys that they're supposed to keep, and I think that's kind of why people had high expectations for them. For the past couple of years, despite the issues in quarterback and and then with Rodgers and Devontae, but they made the right moves around that. So the Jets do have a tendency to kind of be better than they should in that regard. I hope, considering the message that Aaron Glenn wants to send out to the rest of the people and the team and fans, everybody, is the guys that are bought in, and I think that Garrett is one of them. And just from his comments, Glenn seems that he wants to kind of take Sauce under his wing. Now,
How could you find a better teacher?
right, exactly. Exactly. So I'm hoping that it happens, like during training camp, like as you said, whether they make it part of One Jets drive or they just get it done before the season. That's ideally what I would want. But who knows? Like it's always takes two sides to tango, and when agents get involved, and I've spoken to some agents, and some agents are real sticklers on certain things. So that part, it always gets a little blurry. So who knows?
Wouldn't it be just nice though, as a Jets fan, with what we've gone through with losing out on people wanting to leave the team, if Sauce and Garrett really are truthfully saying like, I want to be a Jet for life, wouldn't it be nice if both of them were reasonable with the Jets and the Jets were also reasonable with them, giving them what they deserve, and we just get it done, and it's just like, just simple. Like, wouldn't that be a change of pace for us as Jets fans to see guys like, if they truly want to be Jets for life and they truly want to turn this franchise around, it will completely negate all of that if we get word that the Jets offered them, great contracts that we all look at and go, well, that's like Sauce, that's a top 3 cornerback in the league, and you didn't take it. That would kind of negate his entire I want to be a Jet for life, because even Aaron Rodgers took a pay cut to be a New York Jet. And there's a lot of guys. Alan Lazard took a pay cut, now once again, who else was going to sign him? But the whole point is that, there are guys who go, okay, I deserve a lot, but I'm willing to take a little less because we need money to bring more guys, more puzzle pieces to this team to become what we wanted the team to be.
Yeah, no, you're completely right. And this is the thing. The Jets have a lot of pieces too, and they're young. Like Sauce is young, Garrett's still young. So by the time their contract like ages out or whatever, it's going to be a good contract. Like those guys aren't going to be bad. And the Jets only really have a couple spots left to fill. Like like I alluded to before, that's why they've always had, despite not not having a winning season or a good season in a long time, the hopes have still been high because of the personnel that they have, and that hasn't really changed. Maybe coaching will be different, but you kind of hope that they both sides play ball with each other, and that it's not just a PR thing when they say that stuff or when they release that stuff. Hopefully they mean it and they work together on it, because I think that's getting 2 cornerstones at 2 important positions on both sides of the ball, I think is huge.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I just want this team to, we are in what people have called a soft rebuild, and it's not a full on rebuild. It's not like so let's do it right. And who knows, maybe Justin Fields works out. Like Ocho said, he'd rather have Justin Fields than Aaron Rodgers, and he's a Steeler fan. Yeah. Let's hope that he's right. Let's hope that, and once again, I would have liked to have Aaron Rodgers another year, but also Justin Fields feels like we're moving ahead. Having Aaron Rodgers for another year would have felt like we were kind of stagnant in a win now situation. And we all know, after watching the team last year, we're really not in a win now. Like we had to start finding a way to move forward. And Justin Fields on a 2-year contract is a kind of a win-win because we don't have him for a long time. And if he's good, we're the ones who gave him a chance. And I feel like he's going to be like, let's say Justin Fields has a great season,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden it's like, well, the Jets were the guys who gave me this chance.
Right.
So when they want to re-sign me, I'm going to be willing to do that with this team because they were willing to give me that chance. Look what happened in Pittsburgh. I went 4-2. I had 10 touchdowns to 1 turnover, and they immediately benched me, put in Russell Wilson, and I didn't see the field the rest of the year.
Right.
So, I mean, eventually things got to start breaking our way, right?
I hope so. I'm optimistic both ways because I really liked Justin Fields when he was at Ohio State. I thought he was better than what's the kid's name? Was it Trevor Lawrence? Yeah. At the time, I had him above him. I mean, Trevor hasn't really worked out either, but that's for a whole different argument. So I really liked Fields, and then something happened to him in Chicago. Maybe it was coaching. I mean, we'll find out if it's coaching or if it's he just can't transition as a passer. As a runner, he looks fantastic, and whether he gets to that role remains to be seen. But anyway, to get to the point, if he does good, he's still young. The Jets can get him on contract, probably for a team-friendly contract because we gave him the chance. Not too many other teams are going to be too needy in that regard. And the way I look at it still is, if you still don't have faith in him, you can, like, this upcoming draft is an amazing draft for quarterbacks. I'm not even kidding. There's probably close to a dozen guys that have like good potential.
Yeah.
So this is the class where if the Jets do bad or good or anything, I'm not necessarily worried as long as they take a quarterback, in April next year.
So even if the Jets have a good season with Justin Fields,
yeah,
let's say they blow our expectations out of the water and go 9-8 or 8-9, we still draft a quarterback, and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm 100%. I'm always of the mind of letting a quarterback sit. Like, okay, so here's the thing: if you have a coaching system in place and that the coaches are going to be there for more than 1 year, and we have to imagine that Aaron Glenn's going to be there for about 4 to 5 years, something along that line.
4 to 5 years if he's not successful.
Yeah, hopefully he's there for anywhere from 3 to 5 years, right? So you got to take that kind of into account. Is Justin Fields going to be the guy for those entire 3 to 5 years? Probably not. He might be there for a couple years, but anyway, you always want to have a backup situation in place. Kind of, same way Andy Reid had Patrick. I mean, I know Patrick Mahomes ended up being Patrick Mahomes, but still he sat a year. He sat behind Alex Smith for a year. We saw that work. Like, letting a quarterback understand and grow under the system that you're implementing is so big because it really teaches them what they need to do in terms of their progressions on concepts and plays, reading certain defenses, getting established to the NFL. A lot of rookies struggle because of that, but if you get a guy to sit and whether Fields succeeds or fails, you have somebody in the wings where, okay, this guy can run my system. He knows what he's doing, and then we can stay afloat. If Fields gets hurt, you can come in. We don't run into a Zach Wilson situation. You know what I mean? He comes in, knows the system. He at least performs at a average starter level, like Mason Rudolph. Who knows? And if for whatever reason Fields stinks, you bench Fields, put in the rookie, and let him go, or let him go next year or the year after. Now they don't have to take a guy in the first round. Don't get me wrong, but like, there's enough quarterbacks that are going to slide to day 2 because of how this draft class is, that I think the Jets really should take one and develop him just for the what if scenario.
Well, yeah, and if you have Justin Fields no matter what for 2 years if you want him.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, you draft a guy, have him sit behind Justin, like you said. Yes, and I agree with that too. I think that's a huge problem with what happened with Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson. Both of them were brought in and thrown right into the lion's den. And you can't, once again, there's a huge difference. Once again, I know this, and I know that everyone probably in the comments section knows this, but sometimes I feel like the New York Jets don't get the fact that there is a big difference between college and the NFL. Have you ever seen that graph of how many football players there are in high school and then
Yeah.
how little it becomes when it comes to college, and then how tiny it becomes when it comes to the NFL.
Yeah.
Like the NFL, even if you're a shit team, is elite. You are the elite players. And to just take a guy out of college, especially a guy, I mean, once again, how many top teams did Zach Wilson play at BYU? Like how many Alabamas, Michigans, Notre Dames, Ohio States did they play at BYU? I'm asking. I mean,
it was not many. Yeah.
yeah.
No.
So it's like to take him out of BYU and then just throw him to the NFL. That's a lot to expect. And it's like, once again, I hate Zach Wilson. I think he's a piece of garbage. I'm so sick and tired of everything that was Zach Wilson, but you've got to give him that.
Yeah.
You know, and my nightmare scenario is him fucking us up when Tua inevitably gets hurt and he comes out and just lights us up. Because every now and then Zach Wilson had a big game.
Yeah.
And knowing our luck, it'll be against the Jets.
And the thing that I don't know if you saw his comments where he's like, "Oh, in this offense, I'm finally like being told I'm too slow going through his progressions." That's like that's really a bad thing for the Jets.
It's like Salah never came to you.
Yeah, ever. It was just like,
Not
hey,
once.
just do a little bit better. I don't know. The Jets messed that up. I mean, even you could look at his college film. He's the one guy I did not want. Just man, you watch it and it's like it's like you're playing, backyard ball with your boys, right? And your team is like all your, adults, and the opposite team is like toddlers. Like that's how his offensive line looked against some of these teams that they were playing. And he was just got all day to throw. He would run around, and then he has a cannon of an arm, but like that's it. He didn't have what else, everything else that it takes. So
Now,
the Jets, man.
did you see the report that apparently Aaron Glenn called Breece Hall or talked to Breece Hall?
Said he wants the team, right?
Yeah, he said something along the lines of like, I want you are my running back. I want you as my running back. What are your thoughts there?
I think they're going to try to do some type of mold where Breece Hall is kind of going to be like the Jahmyr Gibbs, and Braylon Allen is going to be more David Montgomery-esque in terms of their usage for, a good comparison. I think they want to do I really do want to do a 1-2 punch at the position. And plus we've seen the Jets use Breece like outside. Like he's a great receiving back too.
Yes,
So
I agree with that. As a matter of fact, last season, I feel like he was a better receiving back than he was a running back.
Yeah. So like he can be versatile, and I think they want to use him in that way. And I think Braylon can do a lot of that stuff too, but he's just a bigger kid. I mean, come on, let's be honest. He's like 6'1" or something, and he's yoked. So he's the power guy. He's like your David Montgomery. Get the short yardage stuff, get the red zone stuff. Fourth quarter, start tearing some defenses out. Towards the end, run that clock, and then use Breece to kind of be a speed demon. Hopefully, he's not still like hindered by injuries because he's been nicked up. So hopefully he's just healthy. If he's healthy, man, that this could be a crazy, scary power running football team. Honestly,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
With Breece and Braylon and Justin,
yeah,
like that is crazy. Like nobody could, you could, it would be so hard for a defense to read what they're going to do. Now, I mean, very few teams play two backs. That's not really a running back and a fullback kind of deal. But still, to have that opportunity to have Breece on the field or Braylon and then Justin at quarterback when he can take off at any time, I think it's going to be very fun to watch. And the fact that we have and I've said this before on the show, and I'm not the first, won't be the last to say it, but what is possibly our best offensive line in over a decade.
Yeah.
Like this could get exciting. And we may not need more than Garrett or Lazard on the side, for receivers, especially once again that we could have Breece come out of the back and catch the ball.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if I was the coach, man, I'd be running like a wishbone. I'd be running fullbacks. I'd be putting up, they got that Myers kid from Green Bay. I'd line him up as one of the tight ends too. Just go straight. Power football is going to come back just because of how finesse the league gets. The NFL always goes through like their shifts, and eventually there's going to be linebackers so small that, I mean, we already kind of are starting to see that where they just can't tackle in space, like they just don't have the power. And if you have a power running game and, you got a 240-pound fullback running at you and just destroying people, I would love to see the Jets utilize that. And hopefully hopefully they do like some test runs with that this year. Because I mean, who else are they throwing the ball to? Let's be, like Garrett. It's Garrett, and then Mason Taylor, and then Brees Hall. Like,
Are you are you insulting?
then my bad, I forgot you, man. Lazard. Yeah.
No, I don't have the same. I don't have the same. Last season, if you're new to this show, go back and check out my whole Alan Lazard take prediction before the season started. That was proven to be right, even in only 12 games. I don't have that same confidence in Alan Lazard. Now, once again, I think he still could be a serviceable wide receiver 3, but I don't have the same trust in him because he did have a rapport with Aaron Rodgers. That was why I had a little bit more trust in him, and he still dropped a bunch of balls. So it's, once again, real quick, Jets Worldwide comes in. That Snowball says, I welcome the opportunity for the Jets to play Zach Wilson. It won't be pretty. I hope. I just, once again, I'm always doom and gloom. I've been watching this team for over 40 years, and I can't get over the fact that whenever anything on this team happens, I picture the worst possible scenario, and then I'm like, yeah, the Jets could pull that one off. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if someone would have told me like the Yankees would play this bad against the Red Sox this season, I'd have been like, get the fuck out of here. Like, that's a Jets thing to do.
Right.
But with the Jets, it's like I sure hope you're right, Snowball. I hope that I hope he becomes the quarterback for Miami, and then we just crush the shit out of him.
I hope so too. I feel like every time that happens with the Jets, their old quarterback just beats the shit out of them.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay, Luckless. Hey, look. But please, Lazard will be the biggest redemption story this year. Look, bro, he's not. I don't even say redemption story. He was our wide receiver 3 last year, and he caught, and he played only 12 games. He caught for over 500 yards, which was my prediction. It was almost 6, and 5 or 6 touchdowns. That's pretty good for a wide receiver 3.
That crazy Hail Mary catch too.
Oh yeah,
which
absolutely.
Is rated, actually. That gets lost in the Garrett Wilson catch, but he had a crazy catch too.
Well, he also, in that catch, threw it away way too early for my comfort.
Yeah.
Because if you watch it, he did catch it, come down with it, fight for it, come down with it, but then immediately throw it like I caught it. But it was so fucking quick that I could easily picture NFL officials being like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like that. And with how many drops Alan Lazard has, I would have held on to that ball till I got to the sideline. Like, there would have been no questions that I caught that ball. But guys, please, while you're in here, if you have not, all I ask you to do is free down below. Please hit that like button. Please. That's what I ask you to do. It looks like this, and all you have to do is click it, and it helps out the show so much. But Tommy, we are coming to the end here. It's almost 11 p.m. and that is my time to get the hell out of here. But I really appreciate you coming on. And after the craziness that was Ocho and then Mets, I definitely loved this last 40 minutes or whatever, just shooting the shit with you and talking some Jets.
Happy that my browser started working again. That was weird. But I always love coming on. Make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and all that good stuff on Mike's channel.
Absolutely. Tommy, where can everybody find you?
So I changed my Twitter handle.
Oh, look at under your name. Yes, you did.
It's easier now. It's easy. I'd still do NFL stuff, but I mean, obviously, as you know, with the company and everything, I do a lot of college football now. So now it's just at Tommy CFB for college football. Make sure to follow. Got a lot of stuff cooking this year.
Yes, Tommy CFB on X. Make sure you check him out. And that's great. How long did it take? How long did it actually take to change your because I know you can change like your regular name, but the actual handle, it's like usually more of a process. Like, how long did it actually take?
Yeah, they wouldn't let me do it for a week for whatever reason. So I was like sitting there trying to do it, and it was gave me some weird error. I had to keep going back. So it took
over a week.
Yeah, it took about a week. Yeah, before the name was stayed available and all that stuff, but every time I kept trying to do it, a weird error popped up, and just told me to try again later. So it took a week for that to go away.
Awesome. Well, you got it done.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot smoother, you know.
Oh, absolutely. You had all the underscores and all that before. Now it's just Tommy CFB, college football. That's easy to remember.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, Tommy. Thank you very much. Hopefully we'll be seeing you Tuesday or next Saturday. Something. We'll talk.
Yeah. All right. Take care, Mikey. Later, guys.
Have a good one, Tommy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I want to readdress what I talked about at the top of the show for a very short amount of time, because some of you may be in here that weren't in here prior. But we had a problem where someone who was left as a moderator for this channel blocked a bunch of you and put you on the hidden thing on my channel without my knowledge. That's all been fixed. I figured it out. I want to thank Matt Wilson and Snowball and others who got in touch with me and said, hey, you know, I can't comment what's going on here. And it turns out that basically, like I said, we had a crazy ex-girlfriend. That's how they act. They act like ex-girlfriends. We had a crazy ex-girlfriend alert, and they went and did stuff that nobody else would ever do, like really childish, petty shit. But it's all fixed. So if you are watching now or you are watching on the replay, we always get good views on the replay. Do me a favor. If you were blocked or whatever, you weren't blocked by me or Maddie. It didn't happen. And if when I pop off of here, if you want to go back and watch the first half hour of this show, me and Maddie sit and we explain it all to you. So please, I apologize to anyone who was blocked. It wasn't on us. It was people going behind our back and being petty over a tiny little small YouTube channel that is the Midnight Mike Show. Like, seriously, like there's so many more important things in life, like jobs, family, children, you know, whatever to do. Truthfully, me and Maddie had a good laugh about it. And but we did want to let you guys know. Either way, I am Midnight Mike. This is the Midnight Mike Show, Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I always have fun, and that was the last we will talk about it. It's all over. It's all in the past. And I'm actually, I tried to keep it. Both Maddie and I tried to keep it happy, fun, friendly with these people. I'm kind of glad after this that it's not. Because you don't want to deal with people like that. Like, that's middle school girl shit. I've said it before. But anyway, I'm Midnight Mike. I can't wait to see you guys Tuesday night, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Tonight, we had to talk about that. We had to address that. And Maddie had to leave a little early in order to get his daughter. But hopefully next Saturday night, I want to get back to doing some intermission reports, some Mike and Maddie's top fives, some Midnight Mike Show trivia, because once training camp starts and once the season starts, all this fun bullshit we do on this show goes away. There's so much to talk about. So all this fun, wacky shit we do here, it's only an off-season thing, and I'd like to get a few more of those in before the season ends. Remember, also, in the description of this channel, not this video, this channel, you can find the link to Midnight Mike Studios, where me and Maddie are reviewing. We do it live on this show and that channel, but it messed up, whatever. We're reviewing all the Friday the 13th movies. I'm going to do a watch-along live where you can watch it with me of Night of the Living Dead. Midnight Mike Studios, 80s and 90s, pop culture, horror, all that stuff. All the other stuff I love is over there. Please subscribe and hit that like button on your way out. I am Midnight Mike, your late night New York Jets host, and I can't wait to see you guys next time.